Hi everyone! Today's video is going to be about two sisters that have been missing since 2001, and they are Tionda and Diamond Bradley. So we don't know too much about this case, um, but what I do have I'm going to tell you guys here in a second. I do want to say that there's quite a few age progression photos, so those are all going to be up throughout this video as well. And also something involving TikTok, which you might have heard about because I believe it was fairly recently. And as far as I know, there hasn't been an update on that part, but we'll talk about it when we get to it. But all the links that I use for research will be down below. I highly encourage you to go down there and do your own research to learn about this case and be familiar with it. Also, please be respectful in the comments. Sometimes families go to the comments on videos like this, and I don't want them to be met with nasty, disrespectful stuff. So please just be kind and only post if you have anything kind to say. But let's go ahead and get into it. So, Tionda and Diamond went missing from their hometown of Chicago in 2001. Tionda was born on January 20th, 1991, and today she would be 32. But she was 10 at the time. She was also 4'2" and 70 pounds, had green ponytail holders in her hair, brown hair and eyes. She has a quarter-sized burn scar on her left forearm and a scrape on her left calf. Diamond was born on November 25th of 1997 and would be 25 today. But at the time, she was 3. She was also 3 feet and 40 pounds, had violet and purple ponytail holders in her hair, black hair, brown eyes with a scar on the left side of her hairline, and she normally wore her hair braided in 4 ponytails and has deep set eyes. So the sisters would disappear from their Bronzeville home in the summer of 2001, and I tried to find some photos of like Bronzeville and stuff, and I didn't know exactly what their house looked like, so I can't put their exact house, but I can kind of put like the neighborhood and stuff of Bronzeville, of like Google Maps, just so you kind of know like the area and what it looks like, and also some photos of just like Chicago in general, because they were from like the Bronzeville neighborhood in Chicago, just so you guys can get an idea of what the area looks like now, not from 2001, but just so you guys can kind of get an idea. But this would be the biggest missing persons investigation in Chicago. Their mom returned home from work to find a note allegedly written by Tionda saying they'd gone to the store and a school playground nearby. Well, relatives would say the spelling and the grammar seemed a little too perfect and advanced for a girl of Tionda's age. Remember, she's 10. They also said it wasn't like her to write a note, and she would have called her mom, whose name is Tracy, instead. So, I definitely agree. When I was 10, I was not the best at grammar and spelling, and when you're a kid, you don't really care. So I think if it's not written by your child, you would probably know. Um, and I also like that they said that she would have just called her mom and said, I was always told to call my parents. And I think that's very important because it says that this probably wasn't Tionda that did that. So it's been 22 years since the girls have gone missing. And here I actually have a quote from their great aunt Shalia, and she says, "We're still in limbo. Nobody has said anything. Nobody has been arrested. Nothing. But the girls are still gone. It's hard to think of those girls as adults, but that's who we are looking for now. We're not looking for children, we're looking for adults or remains." End quote. And that is so heartbreaking to actually think about because it's the truth. They're not children anymore, and just to you remember them as they are. They were little girls, 3 and 10. That's how you remember them. But realistically, that's not who they are anymore. You're looking for someone who doesn't look like what you remember, so you're relying on age progression photos, and that's if they're even still alive because it's been 22 years. And that is just wild to me that it's either adults or remains that we're looking for at this point, and they kind of not kind of they have accepted that's what they're looking for. Along with a large-scale investigation that was conducted, the family has spent the last 20 years searching for clues, following leads, posting flyers, and holding vigils. The police spent weeks searching the streets, sewers, abandoned factories, and buildings, and they have interviewed many people and nearly 100 registered sex offenders. The case is open and being assisted by the FBI. So, even in for 2001, a lot has been done about this case, which I do appreciate, especially because it has to do with children. That they did such a massive search, that they looked at all these places, that they interviewed so many people, that they interviewed registered sex offenders. I really appreciate that they did that, because a lot of cases with minorities, they don't usually get that much love. So it's nice to see that this one did. Um, and of course, the family, they did what they could as well. But it's 2001. There was only so much you could do in a time like that, when there wasn't like social media and stuff. It wasn't so easy for stuff to get around. So I do like that that was happening in 2001, but it is sad that it didn't bring up really anything. And I also like that the case is being assisted by the FBI. I feel like that gives a lot of push and a lot more resources that regular police just wouldn't have. But on to the last bit of information that I have for you guys, and it's about the TikTok thing. So a girl made a now deleted TikTok claiming to be Diamond. The woman has taken a DNA test as well as fingerprinting. Their great aunt Shalaya has been in contact with the woman, saying she is Diamond. She says she's hopeful, but the return of trauma is difficult to process. And as of right now, I haven't found anything about the DNA results, if that girl is Diamond at all. She, when you look at photos compared to Diamond as a young girl, she does kind of resemble her in a way. Um, Apparently she is that age that Diamond would be, so it's hard to not be hopeful, you know? But it also makes you wonder that if it is her, like, where has she been all these years? Like, what's happened? And I hope that she's not lying. I hope she's not, wasting people's time. And because this is a family that's still hurting. So I really, really hope that she's not, like, intentionally misleading people or anything like that. I hope she's not being malicious. I really hope that this is something good. But it also makes you wonder about Tionda, like, what if this is Diamond? Then where's Tionda? Like, is Tionda still out there? So I can definitely understand, like, how they're hopeful that it is their girls, but at the same time, this could potentially be something very difficult to process, because they're reliving this trauma all over again. So what do you guys think? I'm always skeptical when somebody comes out and says that I am this person, but there's always that chance that that could be them. But it does, like, it just brings on more questions. But what do you guys think? Do you think that this girl is Diamond? Have you seen the TikTok? What do you think? What do you think? Do you think they resemble each other in the photos? And just in general, what do you think happened to them? Do you think that Tionda did write that note and she just, wanted to take her sister out for the day, just chose not to call her mom this day, and something happened to them while they were out? Do you think there might have been an intruder? Do you think it could have been a sex offender? Like, what do you guys think happened to these little girls? We really need to talk about them, because this family needs answers, and it's been way too long. 20 years is way too long to go without answers. But please let me know what you guys think down below. Please be respectful, like I said before. Just because the family could see this and stumble upon it, they don't need to have nasty comments. Let me know what you guys think about everything I've talked about here today. I will update you guys when that DNA test comes back and it's talked about. So I hope that I can make an update video soon. I hope it's a good update video, of course. But thank you so much for listening to Tionda and Diamond's story. If the family sees this, I'm so sorry about what you guys have been having to go through, but I hope that there is a positive turn soon. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.